Hi everybody. So, welcome to Parts and Work of the Flower. Here I have a pink azalea, I believe. And let's go ahead and take a look at the parts here, okay? Okay, so here we have our flower. Now this part down here, see these little green leaves? That's called the calyx of the flower. That is made up of part of the bud of the flower before it starts to bloom. Then we have the pink part of the flower. That's called the corolla. And that's like the petals of our flowers. So we have a corolla. Then we have this piece right here. That's called the pistil. The pistil is the female part of the flower. And it has a sticky, see how it kind of has a ball on top of it? That's sticky, and pollen sticks to it. Now, do you see these other tall, tubby-looking things with brown tips? Those are called the stamen. That's the male part of the flower, and that's the part that has the pollen. So the flower wants the pollen to touch the top of the pistil, and then the pollen travels down the pistil's tube. Ooh, look at that, it came apart for us. Let me pull this apart. So it travels down the pistil, and then it goes, you see this bulby part down here? That's the ovary of the flower. So we have the pistil and the ovary. Here we have the stamens, and here we have the corolla. Okay, and I have this part here, you know, because there's more than one flower often on these azaleas. You can see here the calyx. So here we have all the main parts of the flower. It's kind of pretty, isn't it? So this is the second time I'm filming the intro part of the main parts of the flower because my camera had a malfunction. So I am going to cut to my video that I was working on yesterday, and you're going to see a whole bunch of flower parts all put out according to what type of part they are. Okay? Okay, let's look at a couple other flowers I found. So this flower, this is a really cool flower. I mean, look at this flower. This is from a plant called Columbine. And I mean, look at that corolla. That is wild. It's like little rooms in there. See all the stamen on there? Yellow pollen. I actually got some pollen on my little mat here. Let's do this. Okay. So you can see the stamen. And then this part, this is the pistil. And these are the stamen. It's really not focusing for me. This is hard to do on video. You can see all the different corolla. Let's see, does it have a calyx? Ah, this one does not have a calyx. And down there. No calyx. Oh, look, I got pollen on me. And now I have this really cool flower. I mean, look at those corolla. Those are gorgeous. And it's a little hard to see. Let's see first. Does it have a calyx? Oh, it does. It has a big calyx. Look at that beautiful little calyx. And then we have the corolla, that beautiful white, or sorry, that beautiful yellow. And do you see how it has that, like, it's actually a deep purple? It's pointing right to where the stamen and the pistil are. That's like, come here, bugs. Come right here and hang out with me. So let's go ahead and take it apart. So I have each of the corolla. I'm going to take this one off first. It's kind of hard to get apart. I'm going to do it carefully. You don't want to damage the parts too much. So here are the blank yellow petals. Ooh, got it. Okay, so there's the corolla. You can really see the calyx here. It's missing one of its little petals. And it looks like these stamen and pistil are going to be really hard to see on the camera, so I'm going to save this. We're going to take a look at this one later. So we can see these 5 corolla. We still have this white corolla. Remember how it just kind of slid right off of all the parts? Now I have these very cool little white flowers that I found on a walk today. Let's move these Corolla we've collected. I have some stamens here, pistil with ovary, and then I have my calyx. Okay, so we have a whole bunch of our different parts. We have Corolla, we have some stamens, we have a pistil with an ovary, and then we have a calyx here. Let's go ahead and take this big flower. So this is an iris. We actually have some of these at school. And this is a really cool flower. This is a cool flower because, see, when we look here at the center, you don't see any parts, do you? Well, this flower is actually made up of 3 little sections of pistils and stamens. We're going to take it apart so that we can see them. So I'm going to take one of the Corolla off. Here's a big purple Corolla. So we have 3 Corollas. They just kind of hang out around this flower. Now you can really see the 3, 1, 2, 3. You can see the 3 parts. So again, when I open this up, there's the pistil. You see all that yellow? That's the stamen. So I'm going to take off these corollas that are covering our other parts of the flower carefully. Again, I don't want to... I broke one of the stamens. That one of my stamens came off. So the stamens, you see it right here? The stamen actually hits these fuzzies. And you see how the pollen's gotten all over the fuzzy there? So let's take out the rest of our stamen. All the pollen is off of them. Except it's getting on me. And I'm going to go ahead and see if I can take this apart. So you see all the pollen on there? And here, this part, this is the ovary. Okay. So you can see this flower has a lot of interesting things going on. Okay, so we've got our iris apart, and I actually was able to cut open the ovary. So I'm going to try to use my microscope so I can show you that part. I'm having a hard time finding the pistil. I'm not sure if it's somewhere inside this fuzzy part. I've been, trying to look it up as best as I can, but I'm not having any luck. So that is my challenge to you, my darlings, is I want you to figure out where the pistil is on this iris. I'm going to keep on looking, but I feel like it would have to be here. These were all connected to the ovary. And the pollen's on them. It came off the anther. So this part up here is the anther. That's where the pollen's kept on the style, or on the stamen. Oh, okay. So let me see if I can take out my microscope, see if we can do anything cool there. Okay, so here I have the ovary of the iris open. And if you look right here, right here, do you see those balls? Those are actually the eggs of the iris. So the pollen goes down the pistil to meet up with those eggs, and that fertilizes it, and it starts to grow into a new flower. Let me see if I can open this side up a little bit more. Okay, here you can really see some eggs. Yeah, look at those eggs. Isn't that great? They were so tiny. All right, so look at that. So you can see how there's some more up here that are smaller. It looks like these ones down here are much more mature than these ones up here. But look at those eggs. That is too cool. That is absolutely wild. So here's the pistil from the white flower, from the azalea. So when I look here, this is the top of the pistil. It's actually kind of sticky. See how there's pollen on it? Kind of sticky. And that it shines a little, doesn't it? And that is sticky because it has the pollen stick to it, and then the pollen travels down the tube into the ovary, which is that silver part right there. Hi. So I really quick wanted to look at a close-up of this flower. It's a very tiny flower. You can see the stamens. They're the part that have coming up with the yellow pollen on it. And then right in the middle there, you see the green kind of ball with the stick poking up. That stick poking up is the pistil, and then the green ball is the ovary. See that? And then you have your corolla going around it. Okay, so this is the Harlembine flower. So you can see the stamens there with all the pollen on it. And then the one that's sticking up highest, that's the pistil. So that's going to go down into the ovary. I have this teeny tiny purple flower. Look at that calyx. Oh, it's so cute and beautiful. Yeah, I see that green part right here. That's the calyx. And then if we look at the flower, you can't really see the other parts, can you? Because see, when we look at the other side of it, see how it kind of goes down like a big trumpet. So that's where all the other parts of the flower are, and they're in that kind of tunnel of corolla there. Isn't that cool? So let's see if we can get it apart. These are just so tiny, it's hard to do. Here. Well, the calyx came off. You see those teeny tiny little stamen. They are so tiny. Oh my goodness, they're smaller than a grain of rice. Let's take a look at the other side of the flower. Look at those. It's so cool. Oh, is that a little stamen? You're so cute. I don't see the pistil. And it's so small. So this is the stamen from the iris. You can see this top part. So this part here is called the anther. And then this part here is called the style. And then the pollen sticks to the anther. Let's see if we can take a peek at all this fuzzy stuff on our iris. Ah, that is too cool, man. Look at all that pollen stuck to that fuzzy stuff. That is pretty awesome. Very cool. So what I've also done is I went on a nature walk to try to find some other different flowers. So that's going to happen next, and we can just take a quick look at the different parts of the flowers that I found on the nature walk. Okay, here's some crocuses. These are in my garden out front. So again, no calyx on these. Go straight into the corolla. And then you can see the light orange. That's the stamen, and that bright orange kind of splits off into 3 pieces. That's the pistil, where the pollen goes down. Then if we go over here, we can see some Lenten roses. Now these Lenten roses have been open for a while. Look, this one doesn't even have its parts inside anymore. Neither does that one. But here we can see a very impressive inside of this flower here. Look at that. Whoa, look at that. So this flower is more recently opened. You can see it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pistils. And then you can see all the little stamens surrounding it. I'm not sure what's happening here. These other little doohickeys. It's impressive though. This is an impressive flower. Okay, everybody, let's take a look-see here. All right, these are my neighbors. I'm not going to pick them. But so you see of the corolla, means little crown. And then inside here are these kind of brown things. Those are the stamens. And then this is the pistil, okay? That's the part, it's kind of sticky. And that's the part that takes the pollen. It goes down the tube into the ovary of the plant. Now these tulips do not have a calyx. Okay, is that a tulip, Em? Yeah. There's a pink one. This is beautiful. So you can really see the stamen in this one. And the pistil. And you see that dark part in the middle? That's like right here, little bugs. Come on in. What do you think of that, Em? Is that pretty? Yeah. Oh, don't get so excited that you take a tumble. Here I have a mini dandelion. It has these petals out here, and then look at this one. It's all together. There's one solid petal. It's pretty cool, huh? These ones don't have a calyx. Inside, you can see some stamens. And it's hard to see the pistil. It's kind of surrounded by those stamens. Now I have these little violets. So see, a violet does have a calyx. Look at that. It's a great calyx. Here's one that hasn't bloomed quite yet. You can really see the calyx before the corolla have opened. And what's cool about violets is when I open it up, see all those hairs? Those aren't the stamen. Those little hairs are hoping to catch pollen off of other insects. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this apart because it's a little hard to see. So I'm gonna take these apart. Look at that, calyx still intact. So I was able to kind of get it to pop open a little bit. So you see the pistil right there. You see all that orange? That is those are the stamens. It's just such a tiny flower. All right, and here we have another little flower. Isn't that beautiful? It looks kind of like a star. This one does have a fantastic, delicate little calyx right there. And while it looks like separate petals, they actually kind of come together all into one piece here. This is like a trumpet. And when flowers are like that, as opposed to just individual little petals, kind of like you saw with the tulip, these actually are a newer type of flower. Now when I say newer type of flower, I'm talking like, oh look, it fell off. I'm talking like, you know, a couple million years old. But I'm gonna go ahead and open this calyx up. Wow, look at that. Oh, you see that? That's the pistil. And then if we look in here, you see those are the stamens. And that little pistil. That is too cool. That's awesome. Okay guys, thanks so much for coming to the flower lesson. See if you can collect any cool flowers. I feel like we're getting ready to go into another bloom here with a couple different flowers. So I look forward to hearing about what you found. Okay, cool. Thanks. Bye.